Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minnesota gardening video. Today I'm going to be planting our peppers and our onions. But first I'm going to show you, I'm a week behind of what I would like to do. I wanted to get these planted last week, but in my eyes it's better to be a week late than too early starting things. I go by the calendar. We used to try to get everything planted Memorial Weekend here up in northern Minnesota, but I would say like 2 out of the last 4 years, we've had frost in like June 10th one year, I believe it was, and that killed off all the apple tree flowers and all of our fruit tree flowers. So now I plan my indoor planting around planting the summer crops for the first weekend of June. So I have a calendar that I write on for what crops I need to start each week, and I try to do the peppers like 10 weeks before the first week of June, which would have been last weekend. Today is Easter, so happy Easter, everybody. But like I said, a week late in my eyes is better than a week early. So last video I used just a standard seed starting mix, but over the last couple years I've started using a potting mix so I don't have to fertilize as much. The water soluble fertilizer, especially if you get like the Alaska fish fertilizer, that can stink up your house. So I try to get a fertilized base good potting mix to start the seeds in. And last year I did not. Maybe I might have had to use the water soluble fertilizer once, but that's fine. I used the bigger, just a 6-cell pack versus like the 72s or something you can get. So there's 36 plants in here, but I do not like potting up. Potting up can take a lot of time. It can also take a lot of space. We have the space to keep the stuff indoors, but I just don't like potting up. So I use these taller, bigger ones in hopes that I can get them out in the garden before I have to pot them up. But anyway, this little YouTube adventure here is not really my idea. It's all my kids' ideas. They've been pushing this for a while. Damn kids. So my daughter here, she's the one behind the camera. She does all the editing. She does everything, and so I agreed as long as I don't have to do anything but talk, which I'm not very good at. My daughter here does everything else. I mean, I'm wearing a mic. Never in a million years would I think I'd be wearing a mic. And there's a stupid ring light thing in my kitchen here. Never thought I would see the day. But anyway, it's my daughter doing it all, other than the talking and the planting and all that stuff. But anyway, so a couple weeks ago we did herbs and some Brussels sprouts on the channel, and this is kind of where they're at. Some stuff did not pop up, but my oregano didn't grow at all. Them were probably bad seeds. So these are all Brussels sprouts here. It's almost about that time to start thinning them. I had like 3 cells that didn't pop up, so I replanted them and they came up fast. So I'll thin all these down to where there's just 12 of them. The herbs, they'll all just stay and grow, but oregano I'm gonna have to redo. A cilantro cell didn't pop up, but as long as them do fine, that's all we need there. I should also say that I do not use fancy, expensive grow lights. We just use the 4-foot shop light, and I just get the bulbs that have the most amount of Kelvin, and now I'm having a brain fart. Anyway, you get the idea. I cannot think of the other one. Brain fart. Anyway, a 4-foot shop light with the right bulbs is all you need. I mean, I think I got the 4-foot shop lights for $10 a piece. Bulbs, you can get a 10-pack on Amazon. So anyway, now that we've got that discussed, now I'll show you what we're planting here. I do go through, we do sit down and go through seeds on what we want to plant, how many we're going to plant. When we do a whole bed in our garden of peppers, it's a 4x10 bed. We can get 40 pepper plants in there, 1 per square foot. So today I'll be planting 40, but 7 of these equals 42, so I usually plant a couple extra. So I have wrote down what we're going to be starting. So we'll go ahead and plant. And today, oh, another thing, the potting mix. Earlier today, I went through and I sifted it all, and I got a big bucket of a lot of big chunks. So this is all sifted potting mix, so it's nice and loose and fine, just to give these seeds the best chance. And so these will be all the peppers that we're starting. I think we picked out 8 different varieties here. So the most we'll be doing, we're going to do 12 of the California Wonder. I know it shows red, but for some reason I have a hard time getting our peppers to turn color, other than some will turn red, but the big bell peppers, I don't know what it is, but the orange or yellow, I have a really tough time getting the peppers to turn. So most of the time we end up just eating them while they're green. If anybody has any ideas on, other than being up north, we have plenty of time though to where they should turn. But like I said, they don't. But I am going to be doing some big red ones in hopes that they turn red. So like the video before, I dropped two seeds in each little hole here. These are a couple-year-old seeds, so hopefully, as long as they're 50% germination, I should get 1 out of the 2. Each year, the viability of the seeds decreases. Especially with the onion seeds. Onions, you really need new onion seeds almost every year. Alright, so that's the California Wonder Pepper. Find a couple labels here, and I'll just slightly go over them. Give them a little pat. And pepper seeds, some of them can take up to 3 weeks to germinate. And now we will do, like I mentioned earlier, the big red. They're probably not going to turn red, but they'll get big. Anyway, I forgot to say that we are doing 6 big red peppers. We will also be doing Purple Beauty. Now these ones actually turn purple, and they turn purple fast. The issue sometimes is the size of them. But if the orange and red and yellow all turned color as fast as these, we'd be in business. Now I only have 4 seeds left, so we're only going to hope for 2 plants this year. So we'll make sure we get a stake behind them too. And then in the other 4 will be Jimmy Nardello. Last year was our first year growing the Jimmy Nardello pepper. They grow tons of peppers, and it has since become one that we will probably grow every year. Great grilling pepper. Very good. Nice sweet flavor. So we will be doing 4 of these. And it looks like that's all the seeds we have. It's enough for 4. So we will have to order more of them or save seeds from them this year, which probably we will do. Saving seeds from peppers is really easy. All right, up next will be can't have a garden and peppers in it without jalapenos or jalapenos, however you want to pronounce it. But you must have jalapenos. We make our own sauce. We make our own salsa, so you can't make them without jalapenos. We'll be doing 4 plants of those. And I'm sure you've noticed by now that I pretty much get all my seeds from M.I. Gardener here. I've been watching his channel for a long time, and I have no problem supporting his channel, his company that he's grown into, and his seeds never disappoint. Next is pepperoncini. Last year was our first year growing these ones too. Grow a ton. I'm still trying to figure out the canning process of them, but we'll get it down. And living up here in northern Minnesota, doing 4 of these plants as well. We do not have as long as the growing season is a lot of the country. So it's very important to get your seeds started and outside growing as soon as you can. I don't know offhand how long they say our growing season is. Obviously, the weather's changing, and we can get a little later into the summer. But I think it's only like 120 days here, 118, somewhere around there. I think our last frost date is up here is May 18th or something like that. But like I said, this is Minnesota. It can be 60 one day, 20 below the next day. This will be our first year growing the Anaheim chili. Heard a lot about them, but we have not grown them before. They're supposed to be another frying or salsa one salads, so we are going to give them a try. I know a lot of YouTube gardeners all say that the Anaheims are some of their favorite. We're doing 4 of these plants as well. I mean, it's not hard, you just have to skip forward some of it, right? Anaheim.
When you're saying 4 plants, do you mean 4 cells, or what are you talking about?
Okay, so this is a 6-cell pack. So I'm planting 4 cells, 2 seeds in each cell, but one will be cut out of there, so it will be 4 plants. So 1 per cell. So there's that one. 36 pepper plants started in that one. Last but not least is the giant Marconi. Very good growing pepper here. And I'll probably just do the 2 extra with these and just plant all 6 cells in this one. And I usually give a couple pepper plants a year to my mom after I get them growing. And if that's the case this year, it'll be 2 of these. So that is the last of the peppers that we will be growing in our 2024 garden here. Next will be onions. I do not have a lot of seeds right now. Still waiting for some, but we will get what we have planted. We will be doing Utah yellow, and the red Geneva. Now, onions they can be tricky, but I don't ever buy the bulbs that you see in the big box stores. Onions are a biennial, which means they flower every other year. And when you buy them bulbs in the store, them have technically already been grown for a year. So their sole purpose when you plant them is to try to grow and flower to keep their lives going, if you will. You can get big bulbs from them, but another important thing, you don't always know what type they are because they don't ever say. But here in Minnesota, there are three onions. There's a long day, a short day, and an intermediate day. So up here in the north, we have to have the long day ones. It's just strictly by sunlight hours of the day. That's their bulbing cycle, how that's determined. So here you make sure you have a long day because living here, it don't get dark till like 10 at night in the summer. So you definitely have to have the long day ones. Don't buy I got quite a bit. So anyway, how we plant our onions here, we just sprinkle a good dose, 15, 20 seeds all over one pot here. And these will not get thinned out. We will plant a bunch. It's probably more than 20 seeds. I'm probably putting like 30 in here. Now, indoors, I've never had luck with them getting nice and big and bushy. But I have a nice little trick to that. So now these I'm just basically going to scratch in. Onions do not like going very deep. Some will probably still be sitting on the top. And maybe I'll just grab a little soil at the end and pour it over the top. Just a light little layer. But I do have a little trick. Usually when the onions can go in as soon as you can work your dirt in the garden. They can take the cold. So what I will do, I will just show you when the time comes. It's too hard to explain. Anyway, don't be afraid to put 30 seeds in a pot and let them all get tall, and when they're ready, you just string them apart and plant them. This is the one I don't have a lot of. So, the red onion. So maybe I'll just do one for now until I get some more. I can probably just do two. There's quite a bit here. So there's the onions. There's how I plant my onions. And with that is the last of what we needed to get started this weekend. Like I said, happy Easter on Easter Sunday evening here. Next weekend is supposed to be tomato weekend since I'm all week behind on here. So until then, we will see you back when it's time to get the tomatoes, and if there's anything else that goes along with tomatoes, I'll have to check my calendar. But other than that, thanks for watching, and we'll hope to see you back next time. Like all day I can think about like what to say, and then it's time to hit record and I just go Are you recording? You're recording, aren't you? Oh, let me think of my intro.
I thought you said you thought of your intro already. The camera's over here, so you have to remember to look at that if you're looking at the camera.
The little two dots?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yep, I'm sure. Start the other one. Where are you going?
Get a drink. My throat's getting dry.
Are you ready?
You ready?
Yep.
Is it recording?
Hold on.